Oh, yes. My concern, right, is that an unanimous vote to divest billions from the bank. Oh, Los Angeles and Philadelphia would follow. Yeah. But when the time came to withdraw the money, you just couldn't do it. Because there was no alternative financial institution to house your money. Yes. Now, I've emailed the Seattle Police Department about malicious harassment. Yes, he has. I emailed them about the use of forgery. Yes, fraud. And then there are those lookalikes that were not the actual Heidi Lee Budnick that I married. Yes. Then my sons are in the wrong grades. Yes. And then you issued two reference numbers where I then thought, oh my gosh, look at the amount of child support. Now I'm wanting to do some of these lawsuits because if any city, any county, any state of the federal government ever passes a law that is not enforceable, then the law should not exist. Now you did it on purpose. You were just trying to make people happy so they would stop complaining about the pipeline. Yeah. Now, this idea of where cities, yes, larger entities, especially to take the money out of banks because of the DAPL, yes. Well, I've actually looked at these tar sands. Yeah. I have some technology that uses hot water. Yeah. And it's a closed water system, so it doesn't pollute the water. Oh, when you have the availability of cleaning tar, yes, off the sand, yes, using a very hot temperature, yes, so that it separates the actual oil from the sands, yes, but it's a closed water system, so it extracts. Oh, it could be that the actual technology that's being used, yes, yes, to get this actual oil product, yes, is not sufficient to protect the environment and the water needs. Yes. Now these pipelines, excuse me, banks. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well. DAPL funding. Yes. I realize our need for petroleum products, but there is ways to produce that. Oh, that is a closed water system. That continuously reuses the same water. Yes. So that when scrubbing, Now, these banks that don't have any actual obligation for the public debt, yes. Why don't you give me the bank accounts of those philanthropies? Ooch. Because you would think that if a city can't keep their money there, for all the philanthropies in your various individual bank accounts, go ahead. I would say that since Seattle, passed the legislation, but then they just couldn't do it. Yes, and all the philanthropies. See, my thought. Oh, look at the Philippines. The Philippines. Could you get me the actual government of the Philippines? Manila, the port of Manila. You know, I am absolutely sure about Marcos, Ferdinand Marcos. I remember him. Yes. His wife bought a large number of shoes. Yes, she did. Yes. And there was a big to do over there in the Philippines. Yeah. And then there was some sort of democracy, 1784, no, 1987. Yeah. And then the Marcos administration left behind serious economic problems. Oh my gosh. They had stolen millions of dollars. In addition, the country owed billions of dollars to foreign banks. Now, could you get me all the banks in the Philippines and the actual employees of the government of the Philippines and every police officer, every individual in law enforcement in the Philippines? Now, let's say Heidi did actually have a brother, non-biological half brother. That's what they say anyway. That married a woman from the Philippines. Yes. And the thought was the Philippines. Now, I know you're over there in the Philippines, but I thought the Philippines. No, the Philippines. Just give me the actual government of the Philippines. Because my thought was, let's say that the Philippines doesn't. I know it's. Well, there might be 350 million individuals that live there. Oh, official Republic of the Philippines, population 106 million persons. I thought you had more people that live there. Now, the Philippine peso. Could you get me all the money of the Philippine peso? No, no. I just need to know the total amount of currency that's been issued from the Philippine Bank.